Dear Diary, making the decision to immigrate to Calgary felt like I was placing an Amazon order for freedom, endless possibilities, social security, and a beautiful world of seamlessly integrated multiculturalism. Only instead of autofilling my credit card information, clicking buy now, and receiving my package the next day, I spent months filling out paperwork and acquiring various documentations. And I spent years waiting for my visa. And when my metaphorical package finally did arrive, it wasn't exactly what I ordered.
We're Onya and Tomi, and on Diary of a Niger Immigrant, we're talking about what happens after you buy that one-way ticket. We'll chat with guests and hear their immigration stories. We'll commiserate, celebrate wins, and gossip about recent microaggressions. Buckle up, y'all.
First of all, who is this guest? Who are you?
Who is Chimdi Ufandu? You know, I hate that question.
Oh, it's
I
the
know
worst
everybody
question
does.
ever.
I hate that question.
We all do.
Because I feel like it's so many different things, but I guess I'll say like my name is Chimdi Ufandu on Instagram or outside. I'm also in Chem's Beauty. I'm a makeup artist. I'm a therapist. I'm a child of God. Amen.
Amen.
Okay. Yeah, who am I? I'm just me. Like I just say I'm me. You know what I mean? Like I have a couple different roles that I play. I'm also a student. Like there's so many things that I am in terms of roles, but if I describe myself, like I don't know, I think I'm just I don't know, Chimdi's not an adjective, but I'm just Chimdi, right? I feel like I can be a vulnerable person, like in terms of like opening up and sharing who I am, but I don't think what am I trying to say? Like, I don't think you would have to spend time with me to know the type of person that I am, right? I think I always am intentional with being nice to people, being kind. Actually, not nice, more kind. I don't really like niceness. I like kindness, right? So I'm kind. Yeah, you could classify me as generous, whatever. I really do love people. I like relationship. I like connecting, which is why I'm probably in psychology, therapy, and people kind of wonder how like the makeup artistry and like psychology connect, right? I'm still trying to figure out how to connect the two, but they're very similar in terms of like you get to connect with people and you definitely can dive into their experiences and even like form relationship with a person, right? It's like a less formal relationship than what you would have with a client in therapy, right?
Because I feel like there's a really deep intimacy.
Yeah.
When doing makeup with someone, they're touching your face. You can feel their breath on you. Like if I had a makeup artist that I was felt uncomfortable by, or I couldn't make it through. Right? They are in you. They're touching you. They're like So I feel like to me, I'm like that actually makes so much sense. That overlaps so much because there's a really deep intimacy that I feel like takes place there.
Yeah, 100%.
So
100%.
I also really like the fact that you made the distinction between who you are and the roles that you play, because so often we, put those things together. Like this and this and this.
Yeah.
And, then what happens when you take those things away?
Exactly.
And so many of us will like have an identity crisis once we stop playing a certain role.
Yeah.
Like, no, that was just a space that we chose to take up, and that has nothing to do really with who we are ultimately
100%
at our core. So I love that. Thank you for that introduction. Walk us through, take us back. So tell us, like, where are you from? What was like, take us through that. Like, because you're from here, but not Calgary. Are you from Calgary?
I always say I am, but I'm not.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't born here.
Where were you born?
I was born in New York.
Okay.
But I never lived in New York.
Okay.
I've never lived in America.
When did you come to Canada?
In 2000. My parents say 2002, but I remember 2003. So 2003 /
Oh my God, you're so young.
I was like maybe 6 or 7.
Oh, so where did you live?
Oh, I lived in Norway and Scotland before I came here.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow, you're like a serial mover.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to be like, we moved when I was a baby in 2003. I was like, you are so young. I was like, oh my God.
That's honestly how I feel. So
No,
I
of
honestly
course.
feel
We're
it.
all 12.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. That's really cool. So what were you, is your family doing there?
My dad works in oil and gas, so it's kind of just like wherever he goes, like we all go, right? They currently live in the Middle East, right?
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, we moved here 2002, 2003. I've been in, like, I did grade 2. We all redid a grade because we were still too young, right? I still finished school at 17, which is still young, right? But, yes, we all repeated a grade. I repeated grade 1, and then grade 1 till, yeah, I've just been here since, like, grade 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I, like, classify myself as, like, an Albertan.
So you came here, like, settled in, set up shop. What was that experience like? Like, do you remember coming here as a kid? Did it feel foreign? Did it feel like this new place? Or was it just like you were used to moving at that point and it's just like...
That's a good question. I have like a very bad memory to an extent, right? I don't remember everything. I definitely don't remember like moving here and like arriving in Canada and like what that was like. I think as I sit back like in my age now, I just remember like what it was like growing up throughout elementary, junior high, high school, and what that experience was. But it's almost like I'm looking at it through a different lens because I'm older. Yeah. But I was also very, very naive when I was young, right?
What does that mean?
Naive,
in
like...
what sense?
I was like a child, right? Like a child in the sense of, okay, like I grew up here. I was always the only Black girl in my class, right? Okay, yeah. I never really like identified really as Nigerian per se, and I never really identified myself as the only Black girl in the class. It's only after I finished high school that I was like, oh yeah, like I was the only Black girl in the class, right?
That's interesting.
But there were so many things that happened in this school.
Yeah.
So many things.
I understand what you mean by you were naive.
I didn't even deep it.
Were you clocking it at the time?
Yeah.
Were people like annoying you and you didn't know why? Or literally you were just like, no, we're all good. We're all friends. It's no problem.
Yeah, that's why she said she was naive. I'm just...
So I don't know. I kind of put it up to different things because like I wasn't really cute like when I was growing up, you know?
Yeah.
Like I just, like I was always taller. I was always like, you know, had more body than everybody else. Granted, they were all like really small like white girls, right? So like obviously I just look like the Hulk next to everybody.
You used to like, oh my God, everyone's so tiny.
You know, like
oh yes.
But yeah, so I didn't really have friends per se until I was in grade like 7 when we started doing like playing sports competitively because I was athletic. Okay. Right? I was athletic, it's not past tense. But yeah, I was athletic, so I had friends because like you're playing on the basketball team, the volleyball team, and you're on the starting lineups. Like, yeah, people are your friend just almost based off of your status. Yeah. Right? Yeah. But yeah, the girls, I also only had girls in my class until grade 10. Because I went to a private Catholic school. Okay. Right? So, yeah, I just didn't really have any friends, per se. I didn't leave high school with any... I'm saying this with the camera rolling. I did not leave here with any friends.
I did not come to make friends, and I did not leave with friends.
I did not come here with friends. You know, like, you know, high school is very much like... Because it's a small school. I had, like, 18 girls in my class. Graduated with 20 people in my class. Like, we all knew each other, first name, last name, siblings, mother, aunts, like, everything, right? So, you're almost... like forced to be friends with everybody, right? But I'm also like I've always been a people person, right? I was in grade 12, but I knew all the kids from kindergarten to grade 2 to grade 6 to grade 12, right? But yeah, it's only after I finished high school, got into university, that I kind of realized like, yo, like these were actually racist.
Right. What brought that to light for you? Were you getting language to then put to your experience? Were you like, was it what you were learning in university, or was it just like random things would pop up and you were like, oh?
That's a good question. I don't know. I think I was aware of the things that were going on, but I just didn't. Maybe it didn't register, or it just wasn't, because again, like I wasn't like the prettiest girl in the classroom, right? As a Black girl in 2000 anything, like you're never going to be the prettiest girl in the room, right? But because I wasn't pretty and I didn't have friends because of that, assuming that in my head, some of the things that were happening, I didn't really put it to like my color, me being the only black girl in the room. It was just like, oh, like not cute, right? So like, yeah. But the things that they were saying, like I could give you a clear example. Like, and when I tell my mom these things now, because I never told her when I was young.
Yeah.
She's like, how come all these things were happening? You didn't tell me. I'm like, because that's just what was happening every day.
Right.
You know?
Right. You're like,
It became a normal thing.
Yeah, it's just the norm.
Yeah.
Like, so it's a Catholic school, right?
So some of the things, can you give us some
I'm going to give you an example. This is the stupidest story you're going to hear in your lifetime.
I did not wait.
The stupidest story. So Chimdi is a Catholic school, right?
Yeah.
So they have like missionaries and stuff that go to Africa and save the nation, right?
Of course.
Save the
What
nation.
would we do without them?
What would we do without them? You know? So these guys come to our classroom. They put the boys and the girls together. So this was maybe grade 8. So they come to the classroom. They're giving us, these people went to Kenya and came back to come and tell us about their good doings in Kenya, right? So they're standing at the front, 3 white guys. They're like, yeah, so you guys know that the national language in Kenya is actually Swahili. I'm like, okay, go. They also speak English.
Exactly.
This guy now, we're all sat in the classroom. He's like, do we have any Swahili speakers? He says, yo, can you speak Swahili? I said, huh?
Oh,
Wow.
I said,
my God.
Yes. He pointed at me and said, can you speak Swahili? I said, the Igbo that my parents are. Can I even chew the Igbo that my parents are speaking to me? No. Like I said, like,
goodness.
I'm not from Kenya. Right?
Oh my
I'm the only black
God.
person in this
Of
classroom.
course.
And he pointed at me like that.
Of course.
I was like, okay. So then,
What a literal idiot.
yes, this is the norm, right?
Like, you're so stupid.
Like,
Wow.
so they continued the presentation, and then there's, you guys know, like, I mean, I'm sponsoring a child through World Vision, so let me not chat about World Vision, but like, there's always like those videos that they play on TV where they have like like kids, like small children in Africa that have, they're malnourished, have the flies.
Yeah. They're like, let's find the ashiest kid we can.
Yes.
Let's put them on our
Instead of
campaign.
helping them, let's snap them, right? So they're playing this video as if we all haven't seen this video a million times, right? This person is crying. That person is crying. This person's crying.
Oh my God.
The
Someone
teacher at
get
the
me out
time,
of here.
she pulled me out of the classroom. She brought me out of the classroom. And she's like, Chimdi, are you doing okay? I'm like, I think I'm doing okay. I'm like, I'm not the person that's crying in the classroom. Like those are not my siblings on the screen. I'm like, what is going on? Bruh.
I'm so embarrassed. For
Embarrassed.
everybody. I'm embarrassed.
Embarrassed.
For everybody in this
Huh?
situation.
Yes.
So, like, how did you process all of that? Because you didn't
So
tell your mom. And how
stupid.
was that for you? How did you process it?
Over my head.
You just moved on.
Over my
like
head.
nothing happened.
I was so naive. Like, so I've just always been like, even when I was, Facebook, for example, like, you have to be 16 to have Facebook, right? I have 3 other siblings, by the way, right?
Okay.
So when I turned 16, I actually like came to my parents like in the living room. I'm like, guys, like, I'm 16. Can I get Facebook now? They're like, why are you asking us that? I'm like, but like the rules say 16. Meanwhile, my sister that's younger than me had it since.
I remember getting it at like 12 and 11.
Were siblings older than you?
I have 2 younger ones, one older one. They all have Facebook. And I'm here waiting to turn 16 to go and collect.
Second to 4.
Yeah.
Damn, I would have really guessed you're the oldest.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Most people say the youngest.
Billy, you do not give us the youngest vibe.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
I love how you already know that it's like no one wants to be the youngest. It's like you're like, yes,
It's the biggest insult of my life.
It really is. And also
Like, you're
watch your
lacking
back because
some-
I'm the youngest.
Are you? No way.
Yeah, so
Are you really?
I am.
But you have brothers.
I have a brother and 2 sisters.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have guessed that.
Interesting. How close in age are you guys?
We're all like the same age. Like my
Okay, yeah.
my brother's 29. I'll be 27. My sister will be 26. My brother will be 23. Like,
Okay, I love
we're
that.
all the
Yes.
we're all the
Same
same
age.
age. Like everybody disrespects each other the
Yeah,
same way.
of course,
So
of course.
there's no respect.
That 20. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's like literally exactly.
Really?
I mean, not the we're all older than you guys, but like the
Wait, you're older than me?
yeah. I'm 29,
Oh wow.
and then it goes, I'm 29, my sister's 30, my other sister's like 31, 32, and then my brother like just turned 34. So we're all like, yeah.
You guys look so young. Like you as well as I'm looking at you.
I know when I found out she had kids, I was like, what?
Like what?
Do you know it was after our conversation you were telling me, so you got married at 20. I was 27 and I'm 32. It was later on I realized that I'm actually 33, not 32.
You're at that stage.
I'm actually 33.
I know. I always have to take a beat when somebody asks me how old I am. Like, give me a minute. I'll get back to you.
Exactly, because
I'm not sure.
I'm just getting used to the whole 33 thing.
Warming up.
I was 32 for a whole year.
Oh my days.
It's gonna take me 6 months.
Yeah,
yes,
exactly.
Honestly, for it to sink in and finally,
right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so interesting. So did you enjoy your like junior high school experience, or what was your general overall like takeaway?
My takeaway was that I didn't like anybody, right?
Okay, yeah.
No, there's some girls that I liked, but I was always in sports, so that's what I liked.
Yeah.
Right?
You had your thing.
Yeah. My sister's like a year and 46 days younger than me.
Okay.
Right? Yeah. So we were always on the same basketball team, same volleyball team, same handball team. So like I just always like the good things that I remember was the sports, right? Yeah. I wasn't the most academically inclined human being. Not that I was dumb, but like my siblings were averaging like 97% in everything, and I wasn't.
Yeah.
So I was like classified as like, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, but I just remember like sports are always fun. Yeah, I was getting in trouble. Like not in trouble. I just like I was a good kid. I just like I'm looking. I don't know. I'm trying to speak to it as my age in the situation, not me outside of it. Because outside of it, I know exactly what is going on. Right.
You know what that was, yeah.
Yeah. But like I was just always, I mean, they always said I was loud in the classroom. I don't know if I was loud.
Right.
But I did suffer from like, I have like anxiety within a classroom setting. Right? Like too many. Pardon?
Why is that?
I have no clue. I think it's just me overthinking. Like if I go to the theater with my brother, like we'll always pick the seat so that nobody can sit next to me.
Okay, yeah.
Or I'll buy the seat next to me.
You buy the seat next? Okay.
Yeah,
wow.
I really don't. Unless I know you, don't come and sit next to me.
No, so
yeah,
fair.
10 out of 10. 10 out of 10.
So let's back up and let's just try and understand what led you towards becoming a psychologist and a makeup artist. Like where did the passion come from to do makeup, and why psychology?
So makeup artistry, when I was younger, I liked to draw. I was really good at drawing. So that was like my artistic skill. When I got into university, because I never wore makeup in high school, like we weren't even allowed to, right? Didn't even shave my legs. So still don't shave my legs. But anyways, so I got into my first year of university, and before I tell the story, like much of what I'm doing now, I feel like I was actually thrown into it, right? I feel like God kind of equipped me with a lot of skills or tools that would be fitting of the things that I'm currently pursuing or doing, right? But it's not like some people are like, yeah, like I want to be, I've always wanted to be a psychologist. I didn't always want to be, I never wanted to be a psychologist. I didn't even know what a psychologist was, right? It's just like, you know, life, and then things, yeah, like not like, I don't believe that they're just random, but you know, you kind of just like let life and you just end up where you are, right? So like makeup artistry, I never wanted to be a makeup artist. I got my eyebrows waxed for the first time when I was in university my first year. This girl I was friends with took me to just destroy my eyebrows. So when they removed my full eyebrow, I now had to start drawing them.
Oh, God.
Right? But like I could always draw from school. So now I'm drawing my brows. I'm like, oh, this is kind of fun. Like, you know, I like drawing my brows and carving them out, blah, blah, blah. So then this guy that was doing, I was in U of A my first 2 years of school, University of Alberta. He saw my eyebrows. He liked them. He was like, hey, like I'm doing a fashion show. do you want to do the makeup for the show? I said,
Wow.
I said, like, I just do my eyebrows, right?
That's cool. You're like, everyone just needs eyebrows, right?
Like, if it's just eyebrows, I got you, you know?
Yeah.
So he's like, yeah, sure, it's no P. I said, like, don't expect anything from me because, like, I just am a girl that does her eyebrows, right? So I went, bought foundation, bought concealers, like, everything, right? And I showed up. There were, like, 12 girls and, like, 5 guys.
Okay.
I'm like, okay, like, I actually said I could just do my eyebrows. So, like, what's going on, right? But I did it, and that's how I started. That's literally how I started. I did that show. Yeah, so I started doing fashion shows, but it's too much rush.
Yeah.
And there's not, like, creative, like, freedom, per se. Like, they tell you, like, you're doing this look, you do this look.
Right.
And because it's fast, you don't really get to engage with the models, per se. You can, but not to the same degree as I would with some of my clients, right? Yeah, so that's how I started doing makeup.
Wow.
But I never pursued it as like a job that I have right now because I was just always in school. I wanted to be a medical doctor, like every Nigerian child that exists on the planet, right? Right?
Unless you're busy with engineering.
Exactly. It's one of the two. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So you became a makeup artist before you even dove into becoming a psychologist.
100%.
So let's talk about how you became a psychologist. Why from medical, like medicine, into psychology?
So I left the U of A after my first 2 years, like unannounced. Like I just left. It wasn't like I came from a really small school. I knew everybody. U of A's massive if you compare the two, right? So I just didn't feel like I was like striving or excelling in the space. And that was also my first introduction to like Nigerians. Like all my friends were Nigerian.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, like all my friends prior to that were like white or Vietnamese or something that wasn't black, right? So I was inaugurated into Nigeria. I got there. Like,
was he a Nigerian who got your eyebrows marked?
Of course it was. Of course. What? It's an absolute no.
Oh my God.
No. So, yeah, like
Interesting.
I did my first 2 years there. And then I left. I went to the smallest school that you could find in Calgary, Alberta.
Okay.
Which is St. Mary's University, which I love. Like, I would tell anybody to go there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's definitely more of like a high school feel.
Okay.
But again, like, I do like being able to, like, walk through the hallway and say, like, hey, like, hi. And, like, the profs know me and they'll give me extensions because, you know.
We're all friends.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
Right?
That's cool.
Yeah. So.
And then psychology started there?
No, so psychology was one of my majors.
Okay.
But I didn't take psychology thinking that I was going to be a psychologist. I took psychology because I just took psychology. Like, I did psych and bio.
Okay.
So when I finished my undergrad, I was, like, tired. So I took a year off, and I kind of was almost like, you know, I'm just over it. I'm just going to work. I'm going to be, like, an influencer or something, you know. But my mom is actually, like, probably the main person that really pushed me to pursue more education. She's like, yeah, like this makeup thing is like a really cute number, right? But, you know, when you're pursuing like entrepreneurship, you need something that's gonna fuel it or like, you know, finance it, right?
Yeah.
So she's like, yeah, like definitely still do the makeup artistry, but like what else can we do in terms of education, right? You can't really do too much with just an undergrad or bachelor's degree in psychology. You can't, right? So I initially was going to do a post-secondary in education, just do like a 2-year whatever education at St. Mary's. But I was like, yeah, I don't really like kids like that. Like, I like kids, but like not enough, like, not enough to like to watch them all day. Like, no.
Yeah, fair.
So, yeah, like just like last minute, I stumbled upon the school, Yorkville University. It's online. It's a master's degree in counseling psychology. I applied, gave them my references. They're like, yeah, we'll take you. I said, cool.
Nice.
So I took it. It was online. I lived my life. None of my clients ever knew that I was in, like, most people don't even know that I'm in school.
Yeah.
Right? Or that I've been in school for the last 2.5 years. Right? But yeah, that's how I got into psychology, but it's not until maybe halfway through the program that I was like I actually really like psychology, right? I really like the counseling aspect within psychology. But then there's also, it's very broad in terms of what you can do with it, right? So yeah, it's honestly like the push from my mom, me getting into the program and, you know, persevering to get through it, whatever, that I kind of realized, yeah, like I actually really do like psychology.
What made you want to pursue your doctorate?
Yeah,
that's a long story. Honestly, I always wanted to be a doctor. I always thought I was going to be a medical doctor, right? So when I finished my master's just in December, I didn't have a plan to do my doctorate now, right? My mom is actually wrapping hers up. She's going to finish her PhD in October.
Wow. That's exciting. In what?
That's a good question.
So fair.
I'm so sorry.
No, honestly, like, fair enough. What do they even do? Like, nobody knows what their parents do. Nobody, parents just,
you know, it's similar to psychology, but it's not psychology. It's more like IO, like industrial organizational companies psychology, right?
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So she's finishing hers in October. So when I finished my master's in December, my plan was like, okay, yeah, like I'm just going to get my license. I'm just going to, you know, start working, like open private practice, get a job. But God will humble you in this lifetime, right? God will humble you. Like that was what my plan was, but it just wasn't connecting for me, right? I was struggling to get my license from December. Like like I don't know if you guys are familiar with like real estate, but most or anywhere honestly, like when you're getting your license, you have to get your license through some sort of regulatory body, right? So the body that I was trying to get my license through, I submitted my application. You list all the courses that you've done to meet the requirement. They now were saying that I was gonna have to complete like another year of school.
Wow.
Oh, God.
But not graduate studies, like undergraduate studies. I said, you people don't know I just finished my master's.
Yeah. Oh, Lord.
I said, there's no way in hell.
Yeah, can you imagine?
No,
Be like, go back to high school, please.
Like, the most, like, demoralizing,
oh, Lord.
like, news of my lifetime, right? So I was just, like, down bad for a bit, right? Not a bit, like, like a bit. I was down bad, but then somebody, I won't say who, but somebody was like, yeah, like, why don't you just go for your doctorate now? I'm like, I'm tired.
Yeah.
Like, I know I've been doing my stuff online. Like, I wasn't, like, killing myself to get my master's. It honestly wasn't difficult for me. But I just, like, that wasn't what I planned to do, right? I kind of had thought I really look up to my mom, right? So I kind of just wanted to do it the way, like, she did it, right? So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to apply, right? But then when I started looking online to apply, all the applications were closed because it's like applying for medical school, right? You have to start applying from, like, May of the year before. So most of the schools wouldn't let me apply because the applications were closed. The school that I applied to that's based in Texas, their applications were closed, but they still let me submit my stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, so I submitted. That's a whole process in itself that I won't dive into, but you guys should just know that God is very, very good. That's it, right? Yeah, so I don't even remember what the initial question was that you guys asked me that I'm giving you guys all this piece of information.
I'm curious. Yeah, the decision to, like, pursue your doctorate, especially back to back, because, like you were saying, often it's like, okay, that was a lot. Let's take a breather. Let's, you know, hang out in industry and then go back or whatever. So that makes sense, though. Yeah,
it's the person that told me to just do it now. Yeah, because it's like they kind of said either, like, do you want to? It's not that you're going backwards necessarily, but to go and do undergraduate, like, courses when you just finished your master's is insane. Right.
It's like either way you're going back to school. Yeah. So it's like, how do you want to do it?
Exactly, right?
Totally.
And those courses are going to help you get your license in the end.
Exactly.
So, yeah, you're just killing two
birds with one stone. Yeah. And I'll still be, like, 31 when I'm done.
Yeah, and it's so fancy. Like, oh my goodness. That was like my initial attraction to you. I was like, wow, you're getting your PhD. That's something I want to do when I feel sane enough to do it. So like, that's really cool. And I feel like that's awesome. But I can't help but shake off. I feel like your love for psychology has something to do with you processing your own experiences as well. Would you say you studying psychology has played a role in you processing your experiences with the whole picking you out in the middle of the class and asking if you speak Swahili and those kind of stuff? Because you didn't really speak about it when you were growing up, did you?
No, I never really talked about it.
You can listen to the rest of this conversation by searching The Diary of a Niger Immigrant on cgsw.com or wherever you get your podcasts. The Diary of a Niger Immigrant is proudly presented to you through Onyi's Lens. You can keep up with us on Instagram by following The Diary of a Niger Immigrant and through Onyi's Lens. Don't forget to rate, share, like, and drop a comment on topics you'd like us to discuss. And I'll see you on the next one.